Hello and welcome back to the old realms, and we're here attempting to defend Castle Karad. Hopefully we're going to be able to do that. I mean, there's only 66 defenders there, so we can't really allow these 415 strong armies to have their way about things, can we? So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight on in here, and we're actually going to be fighting them by ourselves. I'm not sure if this is really that good of an idea. We're going to assault the siege camp. Oh, okay. Not sure what's going on with this fellow's army, but quite clearly, he's not really very well prepared. And if you remember, you know, the Burning Legion coming out, the Burning Crusade, that is, not the Burning Legion, although, you know, that does have a rather pivotal role in it. But if you remember the Burning Crusade, then you will remember the wonderful, wonderful tagline, "You are not prepared." And I should probably say that to this guy, because apparently he's not. He is not prepared in the least to be able to face us in this battle. Alright, let's do this. I'm actually very, very pleased to do it. Let me actually just see here. Yeah, someone said that I should use my prayers straight away upon entering battle. Unfortunately, I can't use those. As you can see, there's a small cooldown as and when we enter. So I need to wait for that before I can actually use that. Obviously, I'd like to be able to level up my faith just that much faster. But if I can level up my faith, you know, like, I don't know, 2 points every single time I go to one of those prayer locations, I think I'm okay with that. I think that's a pretty okay speed. Don't really have too many issues with it, and especially considering I'm not actually using any other prayers, which I gotta say is a bit sad, because obviously I would like to use more prayers, but it crashed me last time, so I'm kind of staying away from them at the moment. Obviously, mod is still a work in progress. There are still things that need to be ironed out and everything, and I am looking forward to it. Oh yes, I am very much looking forward to it. Anyway, let me see what I can do here. Massive, massive curse right here. Boom, look at that. Oh yeah, that is going to absolutely murder everyone in the area. Let me just buff some of my people here. There we go. Get another faith skill. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the damage. The damage that's coming in here is absolutely immense. That is crazy. All right, can I get more? Can I get more? Yes, I can. Let me actually just use green eye here real quick. Boom. Oh yeah, we're gonna gain so many levels through this. Again. We need more of this. More of this. I want to try to get as many skill points as possible. More of this. Ah, I'm gonna get murdered. Let me heal myself real fast. Okay, Flock of Doom. There we go. Another green eye should be nice. There we go. Take out as many of them as we can. Bear in mind that casting the Hex doesn't actually reward you for kills. I don't know whether you've noticed that so far either, but you know, when we use Green Eye, we gain significant amounts of experience just because on cast and being able to deal damage with it and being able to get kills with it, that's the thing that actually provides you with the most experience. Whereas when you're using Flock of Doom and the Curse spell, you don't really. I don't think you get experience for actual kills with it. I think what you do is you actually gain experience when you cast it. Someone actually told me that, and I thought to myself, really? Is that how it is? Well, then I should probably spam cast it as much as I possibly can. And yes, that's it. That's indeed what I'm attempting to do. But yeah, as you can see, we literally took no casualties whatsoever because these fellows, yeah, by the way, do you see their composition? Do you see their composition? This is entirely the reason why this happened. If they had a huge amount of the same kind of troops that we had, in other words, if they had a bunch of cavalry, we would be having a really difficult time with them. But as you no doubt saw when we first went in, their combat strength, even though they had over 400 units in their army, was very, very low. So that's obviously not going to make any difference. That does not work. You know, you having 415 and, you know, 350 of those are peasants and relatively low tier troops. Yeah, that's not going to work. And that's exactly what he decided to do. So that's the reason why we ended up winning so incredibly easily, apart from the fact that, of course, we do have the opportunity to use a bunch of wonderful, wonderful spells, but it would be a lot harder if he had cavalry, obviously. You know, that's the thing. You know, even though the spells are super, super strong, it doesn't actually mean that I'm going to achieve victory every single time. It's just very much a case of, well, look at the enemy's forces. Look at the enemy's forces. The only reason why we won that is so easily is because he just literally had, well, nothing much at all, which is the reason. But anyway, yeah. My security is obviously now going up slightly, because as you can see here, we do have the prosperity being a bit of a problem now. I don't know why. I don't know why my prosperity is the problem now. That's kind of weird. Anyway, unfortunately, because I'm not able to have any other mods. I know some people are running with mods in this total conversion, but I've decided, you know what? I'm just going to be careful with it. You know, I'm just going to be careful with it. I don't want to cause any undue crashes, because in general that tends to happen to me quite often for some reason. And I kind of just want to, you know, minimize the amount of problems that we have from a technical standpoint, because then I'm going to be able to, you know, continuously make progress. And, you know, if that means not having governors handle issues, for example, because governors handle issues, obviously, absolutely fantastic mod. Really, really nice. And it would be wonderful if I could use that, but it doesn't really matter to me too much. I don't think it matters too much, at least. Anyway, we're going to be making our way over to the town. Duke Hubald, would you mind coming over here and actually helping me, sir? No, he doesn't want to help me. As you can tell, he does not want to help me in one bit. Okay, so they have 662 available here. Not sure if we're going to be able to achieve victory, but I'm going to try my best. I'm actually by myself here. I don't know whether that's actually a very good idea. It's probably a pretty bad idea, all things considered, but we did level up. Okay, we got a focus point to spend as well. 1% daily chance of animals in your party reproducing. I'm probably going to be taking that. That sounds like the best possible thing. Not sure why you would take this. No offense. You know, maybe it's good, maybe it's not, but I don't know why you would take that, because a minus 50% herding speed penalty. I guess the only reason why you might take that is if you are maybe... I was going to say early in the game, but that's the thing. If you're early in your playthrough, it's not really that useful either, because it's 175 that you need. You know, you need 175 in writing skill to be able to use this. And I just feel like this, I don't know, it doesn't seem that useful, actually, all things considered. Anyway, I'm actually going to be getting the last point in writing skill. I guess that makes the most sense. Or I could get a leadership skill. I don't know how effective any of this is going to be. Oh, actually, you know what? I think presence is going to be super, super useful for us. So I'm actually going to get a point in leadership here, because presence actually increases our security by 5 per day while waiting in a town. And that's definitely going to make a huge, huge difference to us. So hopefully we'll be able to utilize that relatively quickly. And spotting range of the party is increased by 20%, or increased positive relation gains by 20%. I don't care. Either way, I think both of them are relatively useful, but it's not really going to make any difference to me right now. It does not make any difference to how effective I'm going to be going forward here. Oh, the Dukedom of Musion. It has actually been completely eliminated. Oh, and we have now had another declaration of war. So we need to be successful here. If we are successful here, this is going to mean that we can then concentrate on the enemy, whichever new enemy it is. I actually have no idea which one has declared war against us, and I can't actually see that from my current location, as you can see right here. I can't zoom out. I find that actually kind of irritating, to be honest, about the base game. They don't actually allow you to move the camera at all from your fixed position here in the siege, and it makes things rather uncomfortable, let's just say that. Anyway, let me see what I can do here. Yeah, who is that? Paravon. I have no idea. I have no idea. Anyway, we're just going to go straight on in here. I know. Some people have told me you should really build your trebuchets, or you should really build your siege equipment. Now, here's the thing. The only reason why I'm not doing that is because we're kind of time limited here. We're kind of time limited. I don't really have the time to wait around for 2 days to get one trebuchet up and running, because obviously, as you've seen, you know this. I have basically 0 engineering skill. I mean, I might as well have 0 engineering skill. That's what I'm saying here. And that really doesn't inspire much confidence, let's just say that. Oh yeah, this is also the wrong way around. There we go. I'm not sure why they did it this way, to be honest. I don't know why they mirrored it on the other side. That's kind of a bit weird. Anyway, point is, let's move in. I can be quite effective just literally by using Flock of Doom and the Curse on the enemies behind the walls. As you can see right here. I can literally just do this right now. And we can maybe do something like this. Boom. Look at that. We got them all through the wall right there as well. And hopefully this is actually going to make a difference. Okay, let me see here. Yep. Look at the damage. Look at the damage that is currently being dealt right here. I mean, if I can just continue to do this, that is all I really need. That is all I really need. I don't need much more than that. So let me just see. Another flock of doom right there. I just want to try and eliminate as many of the people that are currently using siege equipment as possible. Because if we can eliminate those, that is just going to free up so much space for our own people. And it's going to make a massive, massive difference. So hopefully they're going to be able to do that. Let me just do this. Oh no, someone's up there using the siege equipment. Not a big fan of that, sir. Not a big fan of that. But we are eliminating quite a few of them. As you can see, I've already eliminated 248. Yes. That is very, very funny. Okay, yeah, let's do another flock of doom. Oh no, look at that. They're pushing the ladder off. That's absolutely terrible. That is awful. Okay, well, hopefully I can just clear some of them out with my abilities here. And yeah, I mean, just having 2 hexes I think is really, really strong, actually. There we go. We can get them again. And I kind of, you know, I'm super interested, actually, to know whether... Are any of you playing a vampire at the moment? Because if you are, by all means, let me know if there's a hex with them that actually provides the same kind of power spike that these hexes give, because I'm wondering whether it's a damsel only thing, because maybe it's damsel only, you know. I don't know whether that's the case, because if it is damsel only, that is, whoa, that's very strong, and that's actually very cool, actually, in fact, because obviously if you take a look at the other abilities that the vampire has, if it also has hexes that are this strong, I think that's very, very powerful. That's very strong indeed. And we don't know where... I don't know whether that's a good idea. I don't know whether it's a good idea to have those. Anyway, I actually really like the fact that Tailworlds has added the ability... I'm not sure, is it Tailworlds that has done this, or is it the mod? I actually don't know, but basically, you didn't used to be able to hold Alt to see where enemies are. You used to not be able to do that in a siege, that is, in a siege. But now you can, and that's absolutely fantastic. I'm loving that, because that makes all the difference in the world. I mean, you can see that right here. I mean, I can see where everyone is. I can see that there's a smattering of units behind the gate over there. There's a couple of people over here, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And that's the point. This is the most effective and the most efficient way of us actually capturing these towns. As you can no doubt tell, I've killed over 500 troops. But, and now this is, I think, also a really cool balancing effort. It makes it so that, you know how I said before, how when you kill something with a hex, it doesn't give you the experience for that kill. Like, it gives you experience for casting the hex, of course, but that's it. It doesn't give you, you know, experience for actually killing or doing damage with the hex. It's on cast. And I actually think that that is a very clever way of balancing the spell as well, because that makes it so that, because it has the potential. I mean, obviously, you've seen it have insane potential of killing, you know, I've got 500 kills right now out of 630. So, yeah, it's got insane kill potential, but it doesn't actually make me more powerful. As you can see, I've gained no skill points whatsoever. Look, I mean, this guy's gained 1 skill point in two-handed, and you can see here that I've gained nothing. So, in other words, if I want to level up, I'm going to need to utilize other abilities, and that's the point. If I want to become more powerful, I need to use other things. You know, I need to use other spells. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. And I think that that's actually really, really cool. I like that they have done that, because if it was the other way around, and I'm talking about, you know, obviously, if you take a look at the Vampire series, right? You take a look at the Vampire series, and you'll see you can level up so incredibly fast with the Vampire. Once you get, you know, Wind of Death, or even Soul Rain. If you get Soul Rain and you use it appropriately, it can be extremely effective to level you up. And without that, well, you know, then you have this kind of situation where you are just generally not going to be leveling up that fast at all. But that just goes to show the differences, the stark differences. Because obviously, you take a look at you take a look at the damsel right now, and you think, oh yeah, you know, this is literally one of the strongest classes in my opinion. But obviously, as I said in the previous episode, I personally feel as though it isn't actually. I think it's strong. Don't get me wrong, but I think the vampire. It's probably stronger, but it just has a higher skill cap. I think that's the thing that we've got to take away from this. I think the vampire has a higher skill cap because you do need to charge up your ability. You know, it is obviously, you know, you need to use your mist form appropriately, and its spells are a lot less user-friendly. They have a much higher skill cap to utilize. Obviously, if you take into account the fact that it's just a fire and forget kind of deal. You know, you just literally target something on the ground and then you're just like, okay, just gonna let my Wind of Death just absolutely massacre everyone in the distance. Yeah, obviously that's pretty easy to use. However, the fact that it has a long cooldown, the fact that it costs a lot of Winds of Magic to utilize, these things add up to make it a relatively difficult class to play. However, if you are in a situation where you're behind enemy lines or you're behind your own walls or whatever, and there's a bunch of enemies all around you, and you can get them into, you know, a rather wonderful little gaggle of you know, geese, I guess, if you pardon the expression, but if you can get them into that group, and then you can just completely murder them in whatever way you want to with Winds of Death or a Skull of whatever it was called now, then you're going to get massive experience. And the damsel is obviously not going to give you that. The damsel is not going to give you that experience because she's using hexes. Obviously, this is what I'm currently using. That doesn't mean that you can't use something different, because obviously there are a number of different spells that damsels can use as well. And you can even literally just decide to go completely the opposite direction that I have, and you don't even have to go this way. You could literally go for something completely different, and you could go for a support build. You could go for a direct damage build. You could go for all kinds of things. But for me personally, I am loving the Hex build, because that is just so much fun. It is just so much fun just to see all of that, all of the kills, and it very much screams to me, this is a support character that has the ability to do massive damage, and I really like that. That's actually one of the more fun things, in my opinion, that you can accomplish in this game, or shall we say, in the mod. Because even though, as I've said before, the vampire is fun, don't get me wrong, I feel like every single class so far that I have played is a whale of a time. I think it is really, really enjoyable to play. The spells and the spell system in general has been super satisfying. Anytime you go into a battle, you can almost 100% kind of guarantee that you are going to get decent kills. I wouldn't say that you're going to get you know, an insane amount, obviously, early on. I'm talking about early on here. Oh, hello, sir. You have 1,400. Okay, are you serious? Okay, he's going to go and besiege my my thief. Well, that's not very nice of him, is it? No. Anyway, as I said, I can't actually take all of these. All right. Yeah, so anyway, as I said, basically, you can guarantee that you're going to get a lot of kills. However, with the damsel, of course, as I've said, you don't actually gain experience for using hexes, so of course that is a big sort of caveat there. But with the vampire you do, but obviously there's more to do there, you know, higher skill cap sort of stuff going on. Anyway, apart from that fact, apart from all those things, taking into all of that, you know, taking that all into account, I feel like everything has been done extremely carefully. And while, you know, obviously the spells at the moment, some of them are a little bit too cheap. I think some of them are a little bit too cheap. Obviously, that is to be expected, that there are going to be some balancing things to accomplish still. But Personally, for me, I actually don't mind that at all. I don't think that that is particularly... I don't think that's a bad thing at all, because obviously, as you've seen, it is literally just one of those things where maybe you're just going to have no Winds of Magic left. Maybe you're not going to have any Winds of Magic left. Obviously, at this point, I have 89, which is a lot. And if I'm only using these 2 hexes, and these guys are going to actually besiege my my town here, so this is going to be a siege defense. If we can do this, oh yeah, it's going to be a siege defense. Okay, hello there. I am actually very excited. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what happens. Okay, join the defense. Let's do it. Okay, so this guy obviously has a pretty significant amount of people, and he's got a he's going to have high tier, hasn't he? Isn't he? Actually, I don't think so, hilariously enough. He does not seem to have particularly high tier troops, but I don't know whether I really care about that because he has 1,400, and that's, I think, the thing that we've got to take away from this. Anyway, we can only hope that he's gonna just decide to go straight on in here once he has built his siege engines. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I should be building this, shouldn't I? Oh, I am an idiot once again. Oh no, I've completely forgotten that this is a thing that I can do now. Where's the other one? Where's the other little point there? I don't want to build this. Why is it so difficult to see? Yeah, well, whatever. Okay, I built a ballista. Is that actually going to be any good? It doesn't seem to be any good, as you can see. Oh dear. And just when I was about to build a catapult, oh yeah, I dropped the ball once again, friends. Very sorry about that. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, see, that's the thing. When you can't see the things that you actually need to click on, it doesn't remind you. You know what I mean? It like your mind is just like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna be besieged here, and the AI is going to build whatever they want to build. But in 1.2 of the Bannerlord version, they don't actually do that automatically any further, which obviously makes things a little bit more difficult. Hilariously enough, I have been wanting the ability to choose what kinds of siege engines are built, but obviously now I'm forgetting to do it because I have just gotten so used to the AI doing it normally. Okay, well, whatever the case, I am ready. I am very ready indeed. So let's do this. Okay, so I have my curse ready. I obviously have a bunch of prayers that I can use as well. I'm actually not entirely sure where I should go. Because here's the thing, as a vampire, I can just go straight out there. I can literally just go straight out there. I can jump all the way down there, take 0 fall damage, and then I can just use Wind of Death on someone, gain my Mist Form straight away, and then just Mist Form away, and just get out of there, you know? That's what I can do. Whereas with the Damsel, obviously, you have much lower armor, although I do have a lot of ward save. And having a lot of ward save is definitely really useful because it does reduce your overall damage taken, as far as I can tell from a lot of people's you know, input on that. Thank you very much for letting me know, by the way. And I think I have, do I have like 40%? I think I might have 40%, because if I do, that's actually really good, because that means I'm only taking 60%, maybe even 50%. I'm not entirely sure if we have more than that, but that's actually extremely good if you think about it. But obviously you've got to think about the fact that we are wearing some very light armor, and that in turn is making it very unlikely that we would survive, and I am taking some serious hits most of the time as well, so that's obviously a thing. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. I'm actually not entirely sure if this is really the best place for me to stand, but I guess I will just stand here and we'll see what happens. Oh, hello. Almost got myself murdered already. Okay, so those guys are all dead. They should die. Oh, actually, you know what I want to do? I want to use Green Eye. Boom. Look at that. Oh, that was fun. Oh, that was super fun. That was really nice. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to use Aura of the Lady here just to level up my faith skill a little bit, and maybe give myself the potential for some Winds of Magic regeneration, because obviously it's got a 50% chance to give me that. It's not a guarantee or anything, so that's obviously something to, I guess, bear in mind. Anyway, are these guys going to die as well? Yeah, I guess so. I'm actually not entirely sure whether we should... yeah, we should probably do this. Do that. Should I jump out there? Oh, I shouldn't do that, right? No, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't be an idiot. I know. I'm very tempted, you know. I'm very tempted. I'm thinking to myself, yes, I would like to jump out there. I would like to have some fun outside the walls. But I don't know whether I can really sustain that, because obviously as a vampire you do have the ability to go into mist form, which makes you completely invulnerable to pretty much any form of damage. But this is a bit different. Okay, there we go. Let's just summon these. There we go. Kill those. And we have a bunch of people coming over here as well. And what do we have going on here? Okay, what are those guys doing? I have no idea what they're doing. They're just kind of standing there for the moment. And these fellows wanting to murder everyone up there. I will not stand for it, sir. Thank you very much. Goodbye. And my hex... Okay, for some reason, these fellows are actually staying alive quite well. Have they already gotten inside? It seems like they have. That's interesting. Okay, I kind of feel like I want to jump down there. Should I jump down there? Oh, no, I shouldn't. I'm getting so antsy right now because I'm thinking to myself, yes, I should really jump out there. Well, down by the entrance, everything seems to be going actually not too bad, hilariously enough. I don't think we're having too many issues. However, I can't actually get onto those battlements. Not entirely sure how to do that. I think we need to go maybe this way. I don't know whether I really need to do that, though. That's the question. There are a bunch of people on the battlements themselves. Ah, here we go. This might be the way up. Yes, yes. Okay, there we go. Alright, wonderful, wonderful. I had no idea. I really didn't. So I thought to myself, oh yes, how do we get up there? Oh yes, there seems to be something. Okay, so the enemies are kind of spread out right now, which is obviously another weakness of the Hex, because you do need them to... you do need people to stand, you know, relatively close by to you. Ooh, there seems to be a lot of troops coming my way. Hello there. Just gonna get them all. There we go. That is a lot of people cursed right there. That is wonderful. Love it. I just gotta kind of hide here as well. I've always actually very much enjoyed playing classes like this in, like, you know, for example, MMORPGs. I used to play a class. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a big nostalgia kind of thing for maybe some people. I'm not entirely sure, but Dark Age of Camelot. I know I've mentioned this before on the channel, and if you know about it, then props to you, because it's absolutely fantastic, or at least I used to love it a great deal. Maybe there's a little bit of rose-tinted spectacles going on there, but whatever the case. I used to play a Mentalist, right? I used to play a Mentalist in that game, and as far as I remember, the Mentalist was absolutely fantastic at using damage over time abilities to inflict massive AoE damage on all kinds of people, and that was just so much fun. It was really, really a lot of fun to do, because what you do, which is kind of similar to it's kind of similar to the damsels playstyle at the moment. What you do is literally do exactly what I'm doing right now, where you'd cast your spells, your damage over time effects on the opponent, and then you'd literally just hide. You just hide and you just run away, and then, you know, a few seconds later, or however many seconds later, you'd see a bunch of kills pop up if they didn't get any heals, you know? And if you're in a battleground or in RVR or whatever, then you're literally going to be like, yeah, okay, that was fun. You know, that was a lot of fun there. Okay, so I'm just going to cast here, get these guys out the way. Actually, I want to do Green Eye. Boom. Oh, I love that. I love that. It's kind of like a musket. It's kind of like a musket sort of thing, because it feels like you're shooting something. You know what I mean? It feels like a projectile that is just so satisfying to use. Anyway, we can now move on over here. Can I? Oh, I can summon from all the way over here. The range on this thing is insane as well. I love it. Okay, let me cast this. Boom. Oh, okay. So it's got a little bit of projectile drop there, so I've got to be a bit careful of usage. Boom. Look at that. Oh yeah, I love that. I've got to be really careful here, though. I cannot use this too much because I'm going to run out of Winds of Magic. Oh, that's going to be so bad. Oh my. I think I've probably messed myself up now because of that. Oh, wow. So many people coming in. Okay, this is real bad. Yeah, this is real bad. Okay, I should probably run away. Did they get the... Have they got the walls down? I think they've got the walls down, right? So I can actually just run straight in. Yes, I can. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to curse this guy before I run inside. And how many people do we have out there? Oh, I want to go out there again. I want to go out there again and curse all of those people. There were so many of them. Did you see how many there were? Okay, I'm just going to wait 5 seconds. So now, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Just imagine how I would be playing if we had a slightly higher mana cost, right? If we had a slightly higher Winds of Magic cost, it is going to make things very tricky for the damsel. Because obviously for the vampire, obviously things are still going to be balanced, of course. I know. Things are still going to get balanced, they're still going to get changed and everything, but I'm just talking about the current version of the mod. So if you take that into account, I personally feel like both classes are balanced the way they are. Because the vampire, obviously, as you know, doesn't really have very many ways for their troops to actually do much. They seem to be very, very reliant on the vampire themselves to actually do anything, because you know, that's obviously lore accurate. You know, vampires in general from Warhammer Fantasy, they're very strong, but their troops are not that good. And on the flip side, obviously Britannia, they do have some wonderful, wonderful knight troops, and their knight troops are actually pretty good, at least from my, you know, from my experience right here. They seem to be really, really quite fun to use, quite strong, and so on. Anyway, I'm just going to be letting these guys go. I actually don't see the reason why we would take them prisoner. We're going to be gaining a lot of charm skill from this, even though I don't actually need charm skill. We're going to be getting some relation as well, which could potentially help us in the future for, well, some reason. And we have over 1,000 troops to take as prisoners. Absolutely wonderful. Wish I could take them as my own troops. That would be even better. But as it stands, no, of course I'm unlucky in that regard. Yes, that's wonderful, isn't it? Anyway, I am basically just going to be taking as much as I can, and then when the cap of the experience starts to diminish, then I will... There we go. Then we will leave. There we are. So we're getting some money. We got some experience for our troops, which is wonderful, so we can continue leveling them up. And as I said, I mean, you see my Winds of Magic at the moment. I'm at 4. I can literally cast only one more curse, and that would be it. So if these guys had actually continued to attack, I think we might have had some big problems there. We might have even, you know, managed to succumb to the, you know, to the onslaught that they were providing us right there. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I don't know if I agree about the whole, you know, increasing the mana cost thing. I mean, that was something that I myself suggested, because I thought to myself, yeah, maybe it's a good idea to increase the cost of it, because it is very, very low at the moment. But obviously, you got to bear in mind that the way that the damsel regenerates her Winds of Magic is not 100% every time. The vampire, on the other hand, is. But the damsel, in my opinion, doesn't need to be super, super strong in comparison to the vampire because of the troop differences, as I've said before. So that's obviously making a big difference. Unfortunately, the loyalty is going down so dramatically right here that I think I'm going to have to pause the fairgrounds, which I really didn't want to have to do. I feel like I should probably put a... Should I put a governor in here? I mean, these guys are literally terrible at governing, I'm pretty sure. Aren't they? Where's their steward skill? Where's steward skill? They're going to be absolutely terrible, aren't they? Yeah. Where is steward skill? They've got no steward skill whatsoever. Okay, who's got the best steward skill? This guy? Okay, I don't even know, but he's got a bunch of governor perks. He's got the most, does he? No, they all have relatively similar. Okay. Okay, we're going to go for this one. This one? This one? I'm actually not entirely sure. Yeah, no, this one. This one's the best. There we go. We're going to go for that one because he's going to give us additional loyalty and he's also going to give us additional security every single day. So I can actually continue with my fairgrounds, maybe. You know what? I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Just going to gain some loyalty back for now. And then once we've gained that back somewhat. Speaking about loyalty and speaking about security, I can actually also go into my leadership perk in just a second and actually get presence. And that's going to make a difference. So anyway, Catalyst. For every magical item in your equipment slot, you gain +5 extra winds of magic at the start of battle. In my opinion, that's absolutely incredible. I probably will be taking that. Yes, Catalyst. There we go. Leadership. We could take Leader of the Masses for additional party size, but I actually don't need that right now. I need Presence, so that's what we're going to take. And we also have Athletics available here as well. I'm going to go for a Vigor. Actually, this does not matter at all to me. The only thing that I'm actually wanting to get is the +5 party speed by foot troops in our party, even though that isn't actually going to help us either, but the other thing is not really going to help us anyway, so it doesn't really make much difference. Anyway, I'm going to go for Leadership, I think, or Steward. Should we go for Steward? Yeah, let's go for another point in Steward right here. And I actually don't need to spend any more points in Discipline now. So the only other thing that I could spec into is probably Intelligence for Medicine. And I'm thinking that's probably what I'm going to do. There we go. And of course we did level up, so we have one final career point to place, which will be in Vivid Visions. And that will provide us with an additional 20% to our spotting range, which is fantastic. There we go. I absolutely love that. There we go. So now we are maxed out. And now we can take a look and see exactly what's happening with who's declared war against us. Oh, these guys. Okay. These guys. They are actually not looking particularly strong as it is. And Moussillon did actually get eliminated by the Dukedom of Aquitaine. Kind of interesting. I'm not entirely sure. These guys? Really? These guys? Okay, they don't seem particularly strong, but apparently they eliminated the other fellows relatively fast. And what do we have going on here? Is this... oh yeah, more dukedoms. And then we obviously have Reichland over there. And we got Bloodkeep, obviously. And someone said that the pathing in Bloodkeep is really harsh. So I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be able to do anything there. But obviously, as a damsel, we do have the ability to use so many powerful hexes and curses and things like that. So maybe it's not going to, maybe it's not really going to affect us too much. Anyway, I'm going to be waiting here for some time. We're going to try to build up our town a little bit, make sure that we get some loyalty bonuses. And now that we've got a governor here, that's going to make a much, much bigger difference as well. And otherwise, apart from that, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.